There it is. Hello, everybody. Welcome to an episode of the DTI Takeover Show. For those of you who are just tuning in, I am your host, one of your hosts, Miss Kayla. So, as always, we are shining light and we are spotlighting some of our dope, independent entrepreneurs out here doing their thing. Now, if anybody has been following Total Entertainment Radio, then y'all know that we have a special place in our heart for other podcast radio show hosts, people that do what we do. And we like to spread the word. We ain't stingy. We like to spread the word.
Right.
We like to share the love with everybody.
Right.
So these young ladies with me, they have their own podcast. Okay, so I'm going to mess it up, y'all. Now, are you pronouncing it FEME?
Yes, exactly.
Now is it FEME
Right.
Live Podcast?
So it's FEME Podcast STL.
FEME Podcast STL. Hi,
Yeah.
ladies.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
Good.
We doing great. How are you?
Good. I am good. Can't complain. So, y'all, I got Jen, I got Bunny rocking with me today, and they're going to tell us a little bit about what they do in their show. And I'm going to let them have the floor. So anybody can start off. I can start with you, Miss Jen. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, I'm Jen, like she said, with my lifelong bestie. We've been in this for about 20 years, our friendship. So one day I just went ahead and called her because with our energies mesh so well. Effortlessly. So when we as far as our situations go, like it's just so relatable as to any other woman out here, millions of other women. So I just felt like we just needed a platform for the acronym FEME. FEME being a word already, but we made it an acronym as females existing or exiting out of masculine energy. Yeah. With that being said, I just felt like us as women, not all, but majority of us as us women, we are used to being everything, wearing many hats.
Friend, you supposed to just say who you is.
Yeah, she going into it.
Look, I'm excited. Okay,
Yeah, straight up.
I'm excited about our brand.
Check off your other questions because she answered them.
Yeah.
Okay, so we gonna put a pause there then.
Oh,
We're gonna get into it. She's like, wait a minute, I gotta tell them about me. I got you. Okay, so Bunny, go ahead and let us know. Let us know what's going on. What's going on? Who are you?
I'm Bunny. And like she said, just to piggyback, we went to school together, 20-year-old relationship. Energies just mesh effortlessly. Amongst that, we have similar, traumas with relationships, similar stories, and similar recoveries. We coming out of a lot of things together, and we just felt like it was a great way to basically spread the word from a female perspective of how it would feel to actually be feminine because we haven't been able to. So that's kind of what it is. I'm a mother of 3. We both work, we grind, we want to make our dreams a reality. So we here.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, now we got to get into this coming out of masculine energy.
Yeah.
Y'all need to tell me what is that?
I'm gonna let Jen get back on there. She hot out the oven. I piggyback though. I come in there.
So I just feel like in this day and age, you hear a lot of women talk about being soft again, or learning to be soft because they never had an image of a woman being soft because maybe they were raised with single mothers and they just saw mama do it all, wear many hats. So we're just trying to get away from the image of, because I feel like men can be intimidated by a woman doing every single thing. We got women changing out, they on oil now. It's like, boy, bye. I don't need you to do for that. Don't worry about it. I got it. And I feel like we are so used to saying, I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it.
It's not right.
And it's such a burden on us, but we are built to just get it done. you know what I'm saying, kids, career, you know what I'm saying, everything across the board. We're just built to get it done. And I feel like having that, you can still get it done, but you still need a era of softness about you. You know, we can't be big dog all the time. You know what I'm saying?
That's basically what the platform is basically. So myself and Janice, we both, like I said, are at a point where we want to be feminine, and I feel like we've been in a lot of situations that caused us to kind of go full force with things, and to the point that we might have enabled men in a way, because we haven't gave them the opportunity to step up, but we not gonna wait on
for you to step
either. Like, so we've become too, you know, accustomed with just taking care of everything, and then we just want to make sure that this is just not on a female's perspective. This can be a man not getting what he needs as well, and not being in his resting in his masculinity because he's busy catering to a woman that can't submit or isn't handling her end of the deal. So I mean, it's gonna be called FEME because we're women, right? However, we want to make sure that these roles that they were ordained to be or really is what's taking effect, and we want that back, and we want that for us and everybody, you know.
Why do y'all think it's so important for us as women on our end to get back into that role and kind of essentially, I guess, let men be men?
You want to start?
I feel like the roles have changed. The roles have definitely changed. I feel like so growing up, we saw, if it wasn't your mother, it was your grandmother, that you saw your granddaddy. He was out there, hands was always dirty because he was doing man things. You know what I'm saying? He was always gonna make sure the car was needed what it needs, the house was gonna be tended to. You know what I'm saying? The bills was gonna always be paid. So, and the woman had her role with taking care of whatever it is that she taken care of. But at the same time, I don't want to get,
it ain't really too much on the aspect of handling the business as career wise or man wise. It's kind of like we want to be heard without snapping as well. It's all across the board with all of that. Like, we want to be heard, and we also want men to be able to express.
Nobody wants to get to a breaking point before somebody is heard.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't, especially, I feel like it's ridiculous in a relationship. If you're in a relationship, nobody should be shouldering more than the other.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It should be equal, with still me being feminine and you being masculine.
Exactly.
And I will also say, there are times where a woman will have to step up and be masculine in case of a certain situation or circumstances where she gonna have to shoulder it all and hold it down for her man in special circumstances. And sometimes we do ask men to be, I don't know if it would be called feminine, but in the aspect of being vulnerable, you know what I'm saying, and being emotional.
We need them to be able to do that.
Right, I need you to be able to do that. I don't need you to be all the time 24/7, because we need you all to be soft as well, if that makes
or express.
You know what I'm saying? As far as when you're with me, when we're in an intimate space, you know, nobody should want to be top. No, you know, nobody should be want to rank higher than the next person.
Exactly.
Because in intimacy, we're equal.
Right.
So,
right.
Which, when you have good intimacy, you have very, very broad communication.
Right. We should be each other's safe place.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Safe place. And so when we are out there in the world, then you the man, you the way, and I'm a woman, I'm right here by your side, and I'm gonna do my thing. And when we come home, we can be each other's safe place, and everybody can take their hats off.
Absolutely.
Right? So why do you think? Because a lot of ladies, like a lot of us, especially now, call our men who are expressive that means that they are weak.
I know, it's just
or sassy is the term that's flowing around now. You
definitely sassy. Sassy for me, more so comes off if you giving me two like a woman. That's not describing you pretty much being vulnerable. For me, that's what it means for me. So if you being catty and confrontational, like you about to square up in some type of way, or just anything, like that's sassy to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You spicy.
Yeah.
Why
you
you
spicy?
Why are you that spicy?
Yeah. Calm down.
Calm down.
Yeah.
I feel like me and my friend were just talking about this, like, why is it that if a woman should be able to unburden her concerns on her man and vice versa without it being an offensive statement or an argument?
Turn into an argument.
I feel like if I am calling on my man about something, don't bark back at me. You can easily de-escalate any situation. If I'm feeling a certain way, you can hear me out, and your voice alone can calm me and de-escalate a situation and be like, baby, that's not what that was.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm here, you can't be up here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because now I'm finna defend myself.
Right. So now we just got two people escalating, and nobody's willing to wave the white flag
or listen. And then we like, how do we get here?
Right. How do we get here?
You know what I'm saying? So now there's distance. Now there's space. Now you are
foolish.
It's so foolish and it's so childish. And it should be you should be able to. I should be able to talk to my friend, because I feel like my man should be my friend first. You know, because if I feel like you're my friend, then let's discuss this. Let's unpack this. How do we get here? What's going on, babe?
And move on.
And you know what I'm saying? Because if I read something wrong, then tell me I read something wrong. And it's the same for you. You know, so that's what I just feel like our platform is about in every.
It's so many subjects.
It's so many.
I'm about to say you can definitely hit a lot. I know for me personally, I am guilty. I'm guilty of taking offense to someone checking me about a certain behavior. And I had to learn that this is not an attack.
Yeah.
And this is something, if I am doing something that you don't like, and you should be able to express to me that I am doing something to you that you do not like.
Right.
Yep.
Why do you think that a lot of us take offense and get on defense mode and attack mode when someone checks us about us?
I don't think it's a check. Well, it also has to do with the way it's
presented.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The presentation is everything. So like, I'm guilty too. Yeah. I'm guilty of somebody saying something about me and I don't agree. I don't agree to it. So yeah, like I think it's just like we just don't agree. So it's like we're gonna butt heads because we don't agree on something. But where do we go? Because if it's not, it's like I said, it's always a band-aid save, because it's gonna be approached later. This is just for now. We overcome this, is gonna be approached later. But why people do not take or take heed or listen?
Ego. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, to a sense.
That's the culprit. Ego is always it's going to be the culprit in a relationship, because people are they're naturally offended. You know, because I feel like if you tell me, if me and my friend are at a party and we were at a table and she felt like I was being a certain type of way with somebody else versus her, like, friend, I thought she was kind of acting kind of such and such last night. If I wasn't aware that I was doing that, as my friend, I have an obligation to her to understand her concern.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And check myself. When I feel like that's always a big thing. Like, it's not, girl, no, I wasn't. You was tripping. That's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a respect
because
thing.
it's like, how you gonna tell me how you made me feel?
Absolutely.
I'm telling you how you made me feel.
Right.
So you're just gonna dismiss that?
Right.
Okay, bet. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like if the relationship had already had a tone of listening from the jump, we'll never get here. I feel like Yeah, if the woman addresses something to the man early in the early phases and he reciprocates, listens, learns, and applies it, we'll never freaking get here. Vice versa. If it has happened over time after time after time, then yes, that's when those egos come into effect. Because it's like, I almost said the N-word. Boy, I got problems with you too. I got problems with you too. So nope, I'm not gonna take what you gotta say because you
That's why it's so important because some people, I feel like the term effective listening, meaning like, no, nobody's interjecting nobody. You're just let me get this out, because I feel like when we're over talking one another, you still not hearing me. Yeah, because you just want to be right. You just want to be right, and I'm wrong, and nobody's hearing anybody. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's another thing. Everybody wants just to be right, and nobody wants to say, okay, yeah, baby, I effed that up. I'm let me dial back. Let me check myself because that was wrong. And I also feel like repeated behaviors. Oh, okay. You just telling me that you just don't.
You want to change.
Yeah, you. Period. Obviously, this is what I said just went out the window, because I know I addressed this before, and you're totally just going to be oblivious to what I said.
No.
Okay.
So do you think, now some people do, some people just do it because, like you said, one in, one ear out the other. Now, do you think though maybe some things happen because people are so used to having a habit? When you're in a habit of doing something and you've done it for most of your life, and then you get to a point where you're in a relationship and somebody say, wait a minute, that ain't
what happened. Cool. What was cool with Ashley ain't gonna be cool.
that ain't
you know what I'm saying? Ashley was cool with you coming in at 5 a.m. Okay, that was cool with what Ashley did. Okay, well, I'm telling you, no, that's not cool.
Pam is every other chick is Pam for me. I'm sorry, Pam, but I'm gonna always say Pam. Yeah,
but that's just her other woman.
Yeah, that's the other woman always is Pam for me. But yeah, you have to enter these situations or relationships completely healed.
Yes,
that's the big one.
That's
yeah.
And how do you know when you're completely healed?
When you're able to live with yourself and yourself is enough,
and you're not triggered.
Yep.
The things that used to trigger you don't trigger you anymore.
Yep.
Because you've forgiven yourself for what you've allowed and what it is that you've self-inflicted. See, we self-inflict a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even when people do us wrong, that's kind of self-infliction, because you know what this person has shown you what they're capable of. So you consistently being with it and being around it's self-inflicted.
It's like a light bulb pretty much goes off for me. It's like much. Everything that I've experienced, and I knew better because we always using our heart and head fights. I said that all the time, and we got to pull back on it. And when you finally start thinking about stuff you do better, that's when that light bulb hit. And then once, like I said, back to that self-healing, and you're okay with how everything had played off, and you've accepted your faults and the dumb mistakes that you made. I feel like that's when you on a level when you're not like, dang, my phone dry, worrying about that phone being dry. You're not worrying about that no more. You didn't put stuff in place to eat up that energy that you was putting on this individual. That's the healing. You're healed, baby.
And another thing, when a person does not justify their behaviors, and they can just be accountable for them.
Everything.
Baby, I effed up. There's no reason why I did that. It made you feel a certain way. It'll never happen again. Stop using certain traumas that you went through to have it be a catalyst as like okay, well, that's just how I am. It's not.
I hate that.
So not.
No, it's not.
That's just a badge of honor. You wear your victimness as a badge of honor, so you can get away with bad behavior.
You feel how tough and heavy and heavy the energy can get up in her.
Listen, I'm like, is she in my house?
Okay. We do not want to be like, we don't want to be like this.
Yeah.
No.
We're fed up though.
Yeah.
You know.
But I'm glad everything in all my situations, because I had to cry a whole lot, like ugly cry. Like for real. Because,
no real talk.
Like really ugly cry, like damn. Because all of it, like I can say, I can't even blame. See, I feel like my experiences was 50-50 because it's a lot of things that they showed me and I still was like, all right, I'm gonna roll with it. You know what I'm saying? And so I have to take accountability for what I allow myself to stay in.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But with me staying in there for that longevity of time, it kind of sharpened me on what dealing with an unhealed person is like, as well as showing my own unhealedness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In a lot of things. So I use that as a sharpening tool for my own self.
Got you. A common theme over here has been operating in logic versus emotion.
Yes.
And I know there's been situations for me that I have been strictly operated from an emotional place.
Yeah.
And logic went out the window. It was gone until I came back and was like, dang.
I ain't even have to do all that.
Yeah.
That don't make sense.
Yeah.
Why you do that?
But see, that's how you know. That's so if somebody say, okay, like you just said, that just lets you know at that point in time you were not a healed person. So it's I always reference this. Y'all might laugh at me, but like y'all know at the end of What's Love Got to Do with It when he came in there with that gun. And you know what I'm saying? She was like, what else you gonna do?
Right.
You done did it.
Right.
You done did it all.
Yeah. What else could you do to me?
Baby, there's nothing.
Why he coming out with that gun?
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe he was too low.
But he was so used to triggering her and having her in a certain space of fear and insecurity that he thought that he was gonna always have it. Yeah. And then when you finally overcome that, I always use that analogy because I feel like a lot of us go through that. And a lot of men, we can say we done. But as soon as we see his name across that screen, we like, oh, like
let me spin the block real quick.
You know what I'm saying? But
exactly
when you run into him and you know, you like, damn, I really feel nothing for this. I feel nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if he's still not even in relationships, even in friendships, it's like there's nothing I'm not even arguing with you anymore.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say. Yeah. I'm so over this. Like, I'm moving on.
All right, y'all. We could talk for hours. Okay. So listen, what can we all expect from the podcast? Give us just some topics that you're touching on.
Coming up next, we're gonna try and switch up some more content to build up the viewers. So you're going to see more content, different things that grabs the attention of the crowd for starters. So you'll, like I said, different settings, different tutorials, so to say. Like I said, to try and just bring more people in. So we're working on a way to like this is all new, completely out the mud. We didn't really know what we were doing. So we just hopped on, cut on the live, scripted, didn't even know if our mics was working, all of that. You heard me? We just started. Yeah, we were hungry and just jumped out.
We just started and God put it on our heart to just start it. So we just started and we're growing with our
absolutely.
So that's all that's important. It's not about too much status. It's just like we just want to naturally grow into, you know what I'm saying, a bigger platform. Right. You know, and if it takes time, it just takes time. That's totally fine. But you gonna see us every Sunday though.
Yeah, we're definitely we wrote down several topics galore. We want to bring some men on here, some women that feel like they're living in feminine energy, some men to try and get their aspect of you know, how they can relate to all of this, and then their side. You know what I'm saying? We want this was not just to dog men out, and we want to make sure that that's not the case. We care about Black love, and we absolutely love our men. Period. So we're going to make sure that shows. So just stay tuned for a lot of stuff. We ain't going to give too much away. Yeah, but it's definitely finna
we got some high content coming up. Mental health, fitness, all kind of stuff. We got a lot of stuff.
That's good. And I'm glad you mentioned that this is not a man bashing.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Because we don't have to bash them. We don't want that. Have to show hey, black man. Like, I want to see you win.
Yeah.
I want to see you successful.
Right. I want to next to you. I want to come home and see you. Like, I want that from you. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I want to be with you and feel safe.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's the main.
Definitely want to be heard. So
that's good. Because I got a lot of them that I see every day. They looking. They searching. They done been through some things too.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I can only imagine. So I'm like, we can be a trip. So I can only imagine.
Yeah.
On the flip side.
Absolutely.
With that guidance. So that's good that you can get both perspectives on things. How can everybody check y'all out every Sunday?
So Facebook, FEME Podcast STL, Instagram FEME Podcast STL, TikTok FEME Podcast STL,
YouTube coming soon. So
YouTube,
and it's gonna be the same thing. FEME Podcast STL.
I'm talking about simple, get to the point, good. Easy to find when everything is the same. That's what I learned. It's crazy.
We're gonna have merch coming out too as well. So look forward to that if you want to basically we're gonna get into all of it.
You gotta check back. We wanna because we constantly want to interview and come back, with you in a couple months or so, so we can just see where we are. There was something else I was going to say. Oh, email. Our email is the same thing. FEME, FEME podcast, STL@gmail.com. So
send us some questions.
Send us
so
some
we
questions.
Can expand.
Yes. Absolutely.
So is there anything that's off limits?
No.
As topics are concerned.
No. We did a FEME after 9 the other day. It was so random. So we want to just make sure y'all understand. We can hit on all type of subjects.
Okay.
Roles in the bedroom. We're going there. We're
raw.
Yeah, completely raw. We're gonna say anything on her. So get the word and make sure you got on some earbuds if you got kids in the room.
That's real. That's real.
We gonna go off.
It's amazing to watch you all and hear you all talk about just getting microphones and getting on live, because in a way that's kind of where we came from. Total Entertainment Radio was just the DTI show, and this was a show that we started for other reasons than where we are now. And it definitely switched in a way that we didn't see coming. We didn't see our own station. We were on someone else's station.
No, that's right.
And it wasn't until pandemic hit where we were like, we got phones, we got a computer,
right?
We got the internet. Our phones record.
Yeah,
we can do this. We can do our own. We can actually do our own show. No, we can have our own station. Because it's online.
Let's do it.
I know that's right.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Why not? Let's start. So, girl, when I tell y'all we was sitting here during pandemic at the crib with our phones, calling people on another phone, and we had this phone recording the conversation so we could put it up on the station. Listen, we didn't have microphones, we didn't have our lights, we didn't have our backdrop, we didn't have none of that.
I know that's right. Hey, you just when God put it on your heart, you just gotta start.
You just gotta start, and that's what we did.
Gotta worry about it.
Yeah,
3 years as our own station now, and we do nothing but grow. And so I'm loving what y'all are doing, and I can't wait to see the level that you get to, the level that you go, and how far you guys blossom, because your platform is not everybody can say. Everybody has these shows where they talk about relationships, but they're more so either they're men bashing
right
shows. And I feel like they're not really solution based.
Exactly. And that's the thing. We're definitely, we want to exit the masculine energy more than anything. We're existing, but the future goal is for us to rest in feminine energy all across the board as much as possible. Maybe 90%.
Yeah. And the main thing is the main thing for me, and I know it is for my friend here, like our mental health in our Black homes and our Black households, like we want our children to see, like, no, this could be done. A man and a woman can exist in a house and love on one another. Yes. You don't have to grow up in toxicity and then repeat the same behavior. Yeah, this is something that can be done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's possible.
Right. Talk to your mate, inspire your mate, pray over your mate, affirm your mate. You know what I'm saying? And in every aspect of the way. You know what I'm saying? So we just don't want to get on here and be like, we want to be soft, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
For real, yeah, for real. You know, it's not that at all. It's just that, okay, we got here, we want to get out of it because we want you all to come home. Yes. Okay, and be who you need to be, so we can be who we need to be, and we can grow, and you know what I'm saying, and elevate. That's it. It's too many broken homes. It's too many swapping of partners. It's too much.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like we just want to be healthy and have healthy dialogue. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and be able to just create. Because we have gotten away from the grannies and granddaddies relationship. Not saying they were perfect back then, but everything that we know now, with their type of thinking, like, all you like, we all in, family all in. Ain't no granny leaving and granddaddy leaving. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? We in this thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're about.
I love it. I love it. So, ladies, before I let y'all go, one more time, let everyone know how they can check out your podcast and how they can just follow you on your platforms.
We at FEME Podcast STL on all platforms right now. So we don't have a Twitter or a YouTube, but Instagram, Facebook, that's TikTok, and then what's our email?
Email is FEME Podcast STL @gmail.
And tune in on Sundays. That's our airing day. After 7, we air after 7 live. And like I said, it's unscripted, raw, and we just go off.
Yes, just go off. Like, click, share, follow, all in.
Yeah. All right, y'all heard it here. Y'all heard it here first on Total Entertainment Radio. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Bunny, for being a guest today.
You
are welcome. Everybody else, y'all make sure y'all continue to rock Total Entertainment Radio by checking us out. Go to our Facebook, Total Entertainment Radio. You'll be able to see this interview. Check out the station. Go to www.totalentradio.com. Hit that TR radio button. Go to Total Praise Radio. Check out Total Praise Radio on the station as well. Hit the Total Praise Radio button if you feel like getting your praise on for the day. Until next time, everybody, I am your host.
Okay.
Bye. See you later.
See you later. We out.
We out.